What if I told you that everything you've been taught about listening to women is wrong? Not just slightly off, but fundamentally, biologically, and strategically incorrect. You've been told to listen to her words, to respect her no above all else. And while that comes from a place of civility, it has also left you in a state of perpetual confusion. It has made you hesitant when you should be decisive, passive when you should be leading. You see her, across the table. She's laughing, she's touching your arm, her eyes are locked on yours. And then when the moment comes, she says, maybe we should slow down. And you, being the good guy you were taught to be, retreat. You've listened to her words, but you've completely missed the message. Because beneath the surface of that socially programmed response lies a desire she herself may not even be conscious of. A dirty little secret she will never articulate, but that her body screams in a language you've been trained to ignore. It's the desire for a man who is not afraid. A man who can see past her token resistance because his reality, his certainty, is more powerful than her hesitation. She doesn't want a boy who asks for permission. She wants a man who creates an experience so compelling, so safe in its certainty, that she can finally have the one thing she craves, the freedom to surrender. In this discussion, we are not talking about words. We are decoding the truth. Stay with me, and I will give you the key. To understand this hidden desire, you must first understand that you are not dealing with one woman. You are dealing with two, existing in the same body. The first is the modern woman, a product of her environment, logic, and social conditioning. Let's call this her social brain. It's the part of her that worries about what her friends will think, that follows societal rules, that says all the polite and appropriate things. This is the brain that tells you she wants a nice, sensitive guy who listens. But beneath that lies something far older, far more powerful. Her primal brain. This is the ancient limbic system that has been running the same software for over 200,000 years. It doesn't care about politeness. It doesn't understand modern social constructs. It is a survival machine, and its only concerns are safety, status, and replication. This brain isn't listening to your words. It's scanning you for signals of strength, confidence, and leadership. It is asking one brutal, continuous question. Are you a man who can protect me? Are you a man I can follow? Herein lies the nice guy paradox. The quintessential nice guy spends all his energy appealing to her social brain. He asks for permission for everything. He agrees with everything she says. He avoids any and all conflict. He thinks his deference is a sign of respect. Her social brain might even agree with him, but his behavior sets off alarm bells in her primal brain. His constant need for validation, his inability to make a decision, his fear of taking the lead, it's all perceived by this ancient hardware as weakness. And weakness, in the primal world, means danger. So while she tells you she feels safe with you, she subconsciously feels a profound sense of unease. The man who cannot lead her to a decision is a man who cannot lead her through chaos. Think about the most common and cliché of dating scenarios, the "where do you want to eat" dilemma. It seems trivial, but it is a powerful microcosm of this dynamic. You ask her, "What are you in the mood for?" She replies, "Oh, I don't care, you pick." This is a test. She is momentarily relinquishing control, offering you the mantle of leadership. The average man fails spectacularly. He says, "No, really, whatever you want is fine with me." He thinks he's being accommodating. What he is actually communicating is, "I have no plan. I have no vision. I am incapable of leading." You have just failed a fundamental competence test. Her primal brain takes note, and a little switch of attraction flips off. She may not even know why, but she just feels less excited, less drawn to you. This is the great disconnect. You are playing a game with a modern rulebook, while her attraction is governed by an ancient one. You're listening to the press secretary, while the president is making all the real decisions in the back room. So if her words are an unreliable narrator, where does the truth lie? It lies in a simple, clinical observation. I call it the cardinal rule. Congruence is king. You must stop analyzing her words in a vacuum. A word is just data. You need the entire data set. Is her body language congruent with her words? Is her tone of voice congruent? When the answer is no, you have found a crack in the facade. That dissonance, that gap between what she says and what she does, is where her true desire is hiding. Your job is to become a master at spotting these incongruencies. Let's break down the most common signal clusters. First is the stop, that means convince me. This is the concept of token resistance. Her social brain has a script to follow. A good girl doesn't move too fast. She has to play the part. But her primal brain wants to test your resolve. It wants to know if you are a man who is easily deterred, a man who folds at the first sign of friction. A genuine hard no is unmistakable. Her body will be rigid. She will create physical distance. She will break eye contact. Her tone will be flat and final. There is no ambiguity. A man of integrity respects this line completely and without question. But a soft no, that is a different animal entirely. It is a puzzle. She says, I don't know if this is a good idea, but as she says it, she leans closer. She whispers, we should stop, but her pupils are dilated and her hand is still on your chest. She smiles playfully while telling you your trouble. This is not a rejection. This is an invitation. It is her primal brain issuing a challenge. My social programming requires me to put up this wall. Are you a man with enough certainty to gently and confidently lead me past it? Show me you're in charge. Second, we have the compliance test as a leadership probe. Many men call these shit tests, a crude term for a sophisticated biological mechanism. These are not malicious games. They are subconscious neurological probes designed to gauge the strength of your frame, your emotional resilience. She is poking at your reality to see if it wobbles. The classic example, you give her a compliment, and she replies with a skeptical smirk, I bet you say that to all the girls. The weak man, the man operating from a place of needing her approval, will immediately become defensive. No, I swear, I really mean it. You're different. He has failed. He has just communicated that his emotional state is dependent on her validation. The powerful response is one of amused confidence. You hold eye contact, you smile back, and you amplify. Only to the ones who look like they'd be trouble, or a simple confident guilty. You don't get flustered. You don't try to justify yourself. You communicate through your calm demeanor that your reality is unshakable. Her tests bounce off you. Passing these probes is critical. It signals to her primal brain that you are an emotionally stable man, a rock she can rely on. Finally, there is the most honest channel of all, the language of proximity and touch. This is where her limbic system betrays her social brain's script entirely. These signals are largely involuntary. Watch for them. The accidental way she brushes her hand against yours as you walk. The way she finds an excuse to fix your collar or brush a piece of lint off your shoulder. She will find reasons to enter your personal space, sitting just a little closer on the couch than is socially necessary. She will mirror your body language, subconsciously aligning herself with you. These are not conscious decisions. This is her primal brain screaming, I am drawn to this man's energy. I want to be closer to him. When you see these signals, her words about just being friends become irrelevant noise. Her body is telling you the truth. Now, I must give you a critical warning. This knowledge is not a license for brutishness. It is not a permit to be aggressive or to ignore a woman's boundaries. A man who misuses this information to push past a genuine no is not a leader. He is a fool, and he will rightly be rejected. The goal here is not to push, it is to lead. And the difference between the two is everything. Pushing is forceful. It creates pressure and inspires resistance. Leading, on the other hand, creates a vacuum. It is a confident movement forward that invites her to join, making her want to follow. The key to mastering this is an advanced technique I call the assertive pause. When you've read the signals, when the dissonance is clear and the moment is right, perhaps you're leaning in for the first kiss, you do not rush in blindly. You move with smooth, unwavering certainty, and then you pause. You pause just a breath away from her lips. In this fraction of a second, you have accomplished two critical things. First, you have unequivocally stated your intent. You have led. Second, you have given her the final autonomous space to close that last inch. You've demonstrated confident leadership and profound respect in the same motion. Her response in that pause is the most honest answer you will ever receive. That is calibration. This single tactic is a reflection of a much larger, more fundamental change you must make. You have to shift your entire mindset. Stop operating from a frame of supplication. What does she want? How can I please her? I hope she likes me. This is the mindset of a boy seeking a mother's approval. You must adopt the frame of the architect. This is my reality. This is the exciting, compelling experience I am creating. I would be thrilled for you to be a part of it. Your focus shifts from trying to get something from her to inviting her to join something great with you. This is the core of authentic masculine energy. It is not about her. It's about you leading your own life with such purpose and conviction that she feels an instinctual pull to be swept up in your current. So now, you stand at a crossroads. You can continue to navigate the world of attraction with the flawed map society has given you. You can keep listening only to her words, honoring her token resistance, failing her subconscious tests, and wondering why you always end up in the friend zone. You can remain a passive participant, confused by the signals and frustrated by your results. Or you can accept the biological reality. You can choose to become one of the few men who can see the truth beneath the surface, who can decode the silent language of desire, and who can lead with a calibrated confidence that her primal brain craves. The choice is simple: remain the boy who asks for permission, or become the man who creates the experience. The architect of your own destiny. If this knowledge resonates with you, if you are ready to peel back another layer of the truth, then subscribe to this channel and activate notifications. The secrets we share here are not for everyone, only for those men who are ready to truly master the game. What's the most confusing mixed signal you've ever received? /tin hu han hop ko hu not maban tung nenduak la gi.